Warning: the following video is full of codswallop and should only be viewed if you believe everything you are told. I'm Nostradamus, and this is Phone Age News. Welcome to my channel, or whatever you want to call it. In this episode, I'm going to be discussing the record high methane concentrations that we've just hit. Amongst other things, I'm going to be going over how the universe works on the quantum level, how mass doesn't exist, and how magnetism and gravity are both the same thing. And also, I will be revealing the dates of the future harvesting of the human race. Sorry I've not been on for a couple of months, but it's been happening really, has it? Apart from the heat waves and flooding and everything else. No, really. Nothing to worry your pretty little heads over. I'd like to begin by showing off some pictures I've taken with me little Huawei P30 light out the back window of our house. We had some lovely noctilucent clouds. This is from the early hours of the 11th of July. First one. There's another one. Sun's coming up a bit there. Another one. Another one. That bloody street, it's light pollution. And another one. Then the early hours of this morning on the 12th, I went out again, same time, stayed up. Thought, wonder if there's any more noctilucent clouds. And I could not believe what I seen. Yay, the comic nearwise. Fantastic. I'll zoom in a bit. Messing about with me phone. I've closed the aperture a bit, and that's a 2.5 second exposure. Kept my phone still pressing against the glass of the window. I thought, oh, so I went round the park. To get in the dark, see if I could get a better picture of it, but it was too late by then. By the time I got there, but I'm really pleased with that. So hoping to get some better shots in the coming nights. Let's get straight into the cow fart report. Record breaker. As you can now see, we're now in record-breaking territory for methane concentrations in the atmosphere. This is a graph highlighting the 3-week rolling average. So the latest figures from yesterday is 1853.5, but the actual reading average today was 1856.1, which puts us up here. The previous maximum was, I've highlighted it, 1855.9 on the 12th of October last year. 1855.9, and we're now at 1856.1 with months to go to the peak. This time last year, we 69, take 52 off that, 17, we was here. 12 months ago. So we've got all this to go on top of this yet. And it's accelerating. Up 3.5 this week on last week. Let's have a look at the 300 millibars. That is also showing a sharp rise into record territory. And I've just started documenting the concentrations even higher up in the atmosphere at 150 millibars. And that has shown a 3 parts per billion increase since last week in 7 days. You're a record breaker. So what effects could all this high methane levels be having on the planet, apart from making nice shiny white wispy clouds early in the morning? Over to severe weather Europe today. The Arctic Ocean is dominated by a strong high pressure system, rapidly melting the sea ice and impacting the transpolar drift system. The Arctic sea ice melts every year from spring to early autumn. Well, we know that, don't we? I just want to show you these pictures. So this is the pressure anomaly chart for Monday the 20th of July. Oh, 11th of July. Oh, it's a forecast. So it's expected to build even more. This is from the Siberian heat wave, and all that warm air has moved and gone and plonked itself all above the ice. So what that's going to do is that's going to stop cloud formation. It's going to be nice, clear, blue skies onto the polar ice cap, which is lovely. So here's another depiction of the anomalous high pressure region over the Arctic. Temperature anomaly. Red hot over the North Pole. Here's a graph from Zach showing how many tens or hundreds of thousands of square kilometers of ice have melted each day. Here we can see the extent represented in the graph showing the steep decline. I can see us having a blue ocean event this year. Here's the Arctic sea ice melt from March to July. Look how quick that went. The sea ice concentration percent. Oh, that's the 10-day change. So, oh, that's knackered. No, that's knackered. It's gaining here. As you may have heard, there's been severe flooding in Southeast Asia. I'm just going on to Twitter. and I typed in search Three Gorges Dam, the biggest dam in the world. The largest hydroelectric dam in the world. This week, due to torrential rains, it is flooded and might collapse. If so, it can affect 400 million lives and destroy 60 nuclear power plants. Well, I have looked this up and I think it's quite alarmist saying there's 60 nuclear power plants, because I've looked and they're all on the coast. And as far as I can tell, there aren't any along the river. But the 400 million lives is quite accurate. Just going through the top posts on Twitter. They opened a couple of floodgates without telling the people downstream. Lots of people have already died. Yeah, nice people, them CCP. Terrible. Well, there's more and more heavy rain in the forecast. Just go on Twitter yourself. And have a look. The dam itself looks like it's all disfigured, like it's ready for buckling. Look at that. It's not a straight line. So what's the last thing they need though? Let's go over to Volcano Discovery and look at earthquakes recently. Now, you won't find earthquakes in China on the USGS. Yesterday, we had this magnitude 3. That might not sound by much, but you want to see where it is? I'm going to zoom in for you. There it is. And there's the Three Gorges Dam. Oh dear. That's about 60 miles away. And all this is backed up, totally flooded with flood water, which may indeed have caused the earthquake in the first place. You start getting into 4s and 5s around this bugger, and it could spell total absolute disaster.
China.
On the subject of
China.
We've got this from Reuters a couple of weeks ago. CanSino's COVID-19 vaccine candidate approved for military use in
China.
Beijing.
China.
Military have received the green light to use a COVID-19 vaccine candidate developed by its research unit and CanSino Biologics after clinical trials proved it was safe and showed some efficacy, the company said on Monday. Well, that's a bit quick, isn't it? Makes you wonder how long they've been studying this virus. If they've got a vaccine for the soldiers already. Interesting. Very interesting. So now then, I've got something here. Absolutely amazing. It's gonna blow your mind. It's an aneurysm. Right, so over to the worldometer, coronavirus section. Gone through 13 million cases, probably 130 million, 571,000 deaths. Right, so I'm going to shortly reveal the date of the great harvest to you all. So here we are. Yesterday, 24-hour period, we had 5,015 deaths. And our report's out now that the number of cases is doubling every 6 weeks around the world. So, presuming that the number of deaths also doubles every 6 weeks, I've made a few projections. But I just want to while I'm here, I just want to have a quick look at the Diamond Princess, which got quarantined the end of January, beginning of February. Seems like such a long time ago now, gone past its 700 and odd cases. Where are we? There he is. Still 13 deaths. And here we are in the middle of July, and we've still got 48 active cases. There's something not right there. Anyway, better get on. Here is my graph. As of yesterday, 5,000, round about 5,000 deaths. So in 6 weeks' time, we should be experiencing 10,000 deaths a day. And in 3 months' time, it'll be up to 20,000 deaths a day. And so on and so forth. And by the 27th of December, 80,000 deaths a day, 7th of February, 160,000 deaths a day. And I've done a little mathematical calculation, and we'll break through the 225,000 magical figure on the 28th of February 2021. Next year. Now I say 225,000 is the magical figure. Now this is because this is how many human beings are net added to the planet each day before COVID. So when the number of deaths from COVID exceeds the number of new people on the planet, net, births and deaths, births minus deaths, then the actual population of the Earth would have reached its maximum and will start to decline. This is the point where there'll be more deaths than births. And this is the time when the shepherds will come and beam us all up for the tea. Very efficient machines. And they'll wait till that moment for maximum human biomass to come and collect us all. But I don't think it's going to be the 28th of February. I think it's going to be the day after. And here's why. This is St. David. He's the patron saint of Wales. And the anniversary of his death is celebrated each year on the 1st of March. A little little bit about St. David. If you want to read all this, you can Google it yourselves. There's a couple of things I've found interesting. I did highlight it, but it seems to have gone off. Bear with. The monastic rule of David prescribed that monks had to pull the plough themselves without draft animals, and must drink only water and eat only bread with salt and herbs. No personal possessions were allowed. Even to say, "my book," was considered an offence. A record of history. Think on. Teaching his followers to refrain from eating meat and drinking beer. Echoes of all these woke wankers around the world at the moment. Don't eat meat. Erase history. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this or the other. Also here, St. David is also thought to be associated with corpse candles, lights that would warn of the imminent death of a member of the community. The story goes that David prayed for his people to have some warning of their death so that they could prepare themselves, which is what we all need to do. In a vision, David's wish was granted and told that from then on, people who lived in the land of dewy saints, St. David, would be forewarned by the dim light of mysterious tapers when and where the death might be expected. Now, before I go on to spill the beans of how the universe, the quantum universe, works, I want to have a rant. About this pair of gobshites. And I'm probably going to forget half of what I wanted to say. The latest trick, they've done a video preaching from the mansion in LA to the people of Britain about race and how they need to think about what's happened in the past. A woman of mixed race who signed herself off as Caucasian for most of her adult life until she met Harry. And then she's saying, oh, British are racist. What a load of bollocks. And then this video they've just done, jumping on the BLM bandwagon so they get some relevance. And a glitchy video which has been stitched together. The picture's glitched, but the sound was fine. Isn't that funny? Led this country dry. 40 odd million pound wedding, millions to do up a cottage they never intended to live in, and then just fucked off. Thank you very much. They're still living off daddy's money. I don't think it is his daddy's money that's paying for them. Bastard fake pregnancy with a fucking wobbly baby bump. King Archer, they're calling him. I know why that is as well. I've been joining the dots. Her father, Thomas Markle, who was a film producer, in Hollywood. He'll rub shoulders with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't think it's. Do you know? Do you know what I think? I think Randy Andy's fiddled with her as well. And that's why she's lying about her age. So if it comes out, she wasn't as young as what she was. All lies, 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 lies. The pair of them. And now I think the blackmailing the royal family and the intending to bring down the royal family. This has been planned for decades by the elite. They plan on bringing down the royal family. I'm not a staunch royalist myself, but I think the Queen is a fantastic woman, Queen Elizabeth. She's a wonderful ambassador the whole world over. And she built the Commonwealth to help people in the world. She's not responsible for the wrongs of the past. And there are a lot of dickheads in the royal family, but I think William and Kate, they're okay, and I think they'll make a good king and queen. But these fucking two, the bastard freeloaders. I don't believe her dad, Thomas Markle, won the lottery. I think he was paid off by fucking Epstein and fucking Maxwell. Keep his fucking gob shut. So Randy Andy could fiddle about with her. It's all going to come out. They're just waiting. Destroy the royal family. And once it's destroyed, they're going to fucking come back and put King Archie on the throne. He'll be an android, by the way. Android Archer, King of England. Fucking bastards. Now it's time for my quick introduction of how the universe works. You've heard of string theory? Well, I think that the whole universe is filled with Planck length vibrating loops of energy. Don't ask me what they're made of. I'm confusing myself. This came to me in a vision. So you can imagine every tiny, teeny bit of space. It's fizzing away. Everything's made of these. There's no such thing as mass. Nothing. No such thing as mass. And magnetism and gravity are both manifestations of the exact same thing. I'm going to go through this bit by bit. Just try to concentrate on the bit I'm talking about. I just did it all on one page just to save time. So everything's just got all these vibrating loops. Teeny, teeny, weeny, tiny ones. Right? And if two of them interlock, they develop a charge. And it fluctuates between positive, negative, negative, positive. And the charge between them, it's always a third positive or a third negative, and they resonate with each other. Now, I believe an electron is 3 loops connected, and because of the way they resonate with each other, you get a negative 1 charge because of the way it behaves. And these were created in the Big Bang. And it's such a stable arrangement. You can't create it, and it never decays. And now I believe that each vibrating loop influences neighbouring vibrating loops to copy it. So you've got a vibrating loop here, and it makes the one next to it do the same thing, and the one next to it the same thing, and so on and so on. Like a photon. Photon's not a particle or a wave. Well, it's sort of a wave. It's a wave of these vibrating loops influencing each other, copying the one before. Like that, through space. Now to the more advanced stuff. This is a representation of an up quark. And as these loops connect to each other, they create the charges and the illusion of mass. So we have this one becomes a positive. This is a 3-dimensional pyramid shape. If you can imagine that one, this one in the middle, that's in the background, like a pyramid shape, and you have 10 loops coming together. 6 of them become positively charged, and 4 of them, the connectors, negatively charged, because of the resonance and the vibe. They have different resonances and vibrations to keep it stable. And this is why an up quark has a positive 2/3 charge. Now, on the other hand, is a down quark, which has a negative 1/3 charge. And that's because it's got 7 positive vibrating rings and just 6 negatively charged rings. And I believe the down quark, not like the up quark's like 3-dimensional pyramid. The down quark is a flat shape. And these up and down quarks come together. You've got the up quark in the middle, which is positively charged, which attracts the down quarks to either side, which fold around it. And then we have a neutral neutron. But when we have, in the case of a proton, this is a side-on view of a down quark. Imagine looking at it from the side. I see most of the positive charge is in the center. So the up quark, with its negative points, is attracted to the center on either side, which results in a proton with an overall positive charge of 1. Here's an example of a bar magnet. and all the little silly little loops of quantum energy are all lined up, and they're all influencing each other. So all the loops inside the magnet are influencing the loops outside the magnet, causing the magnetic fields. And this is representing gravity. And inside a solid body, I say that because it doesn't really have any mass. It's just, everything's just made of little vibrating loops, and they're all run in a planet. They're just all facing all directions, and like in a moon, they're all just random, and in space they're all random. But should they manage to reach out and connect, then that's what causes gravity. It's exactly the same as magnetism, but you've got such a strong lineup in a magnet that the magnetic field's so strong. But on a larger scale, it's all random. But there is a little bit of connection, which is why gravity is regarded as a weak force. But these little loops, tiny miniature loops of energy, manage to connect with each other. Each one influences the one next to it, and they're reaching out, and it's reaching out in every direction, and that's reaching out in every direction. And when they connect, boom, a force is created, drawing them together. I believe this theory could explain many of today's scientific questions. The two slit experiments, for example, quantum entanglements, or even why there was the universe is made of matter, and where did the antimatter go at the Big Bang? Well, there was no matter. Everything's just tiny parcels of energy, which when they come together, they give the appearance of matter. But there's no such thing as matter. And looking at a black hole, I believe that they all at the event horizon, they all lay flat at a tangent to the surface, just beneath the event horizon. And anything tries to get out, it's influenced by all these others, that they themselves become tangential to it. So nothing can get out. I'm mad as a fucking atomy. But there you go. I don't know. You hear these knobheads talking about the new norm. This isn't the new norm. We had the old norm, but we're now in the transition period before the new abnorm. Getting serious now, folks. Come on. Please like and share my video. Let's get 30,000 views on this instead of just 30. We can do it. Thank you for listening. It's been fucking great. Right, well, I'm off comet hunting now, so see you all next time. If there is one. Take care of yourself. Much love. Bye. Bye bye.